30 seconds to go, and we back at it. Stage 3 of the race Watopia. It's gonna be a pretty good race. This is my first one. It's Wednesday morning. I'm gonna probably do another one Friday, and I'm gonna try to do 2 or 3 of them all this week. I actually want to do about 4 to 5 of these races. These are pretty good races. This race is kind of built for me. It's a great one. I had somebody stick with me for the first lap, and it was pretty good, and we're off. I sped it up because, you know, it's one of them races where it's mostly me by the end, so I didn't want to just hang out and hold the race up, so I kind of spread it out. But as you can see, I'm riding pretty good on this race. What it did was I set my pace for 400. That was my goal, just to stick with a 400 pace. If you rode with me, you rode with me. It wasn't about riding a group on this race. It wasn't about hanging with somebody. I just wanted to get to the point where I was just riding 400 on this race. So that's what my goal was. It was just to ride 400 on this race. And so that's what I was doing pretty much the whole race, is just staying right at 400. I enjoyed the race, I gotta say that. It was an enjoyable race. If you were staying with me, it was cool. I went back and looked into the statistics of what everybody was putting out. I saw like the guy behind me who was riding with me, who finally fell off. I think his heart rate was averaging like 169, so he must have really been pushing it. I don't know, mine was like, I think 140. It wasn't too high. It was more of a, like I said, it was more of a, how can I say, just a kind of concept of just keeping my heart rate in one spot and just riding at that rate. And so that's what I was doing. I was just trying to keep my heart rate from getting too high, staying at an even pace. Mostly on this thing was outside of downhills and climbs. It was just keep my heart rate, keep my pedals keep my output at 400. And so it wasn't, I was trying to beat nobody. Lately, more what's going on is I'm building towards my century. I'm just building toward, and so I know I could probably ride this for a while, but I wouldn't be able to keep 400 up for a whole century. But I think if I can keep it up for half a century, even more or less, half a century or a little less than that, that when I decide to do my whole century and I keep my output at about 300, which is way lower, I think I can ride that throughout that whole thing. That's what I'm trying to do, is build up a whole bunch of power for a long time, and then cut that power to a third or 3/4 or to a half and ride century out like that. So that's what I'm trying to do now, is build up to it. I need to build up to sitting on the bike longer. So that's another thing. I only sit on that bike about 2 hours. And so then I had to take a short break or something. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to do, is take a break in between riding that ride for now until I get better at it. This was 2 laps of climbing, and it gave me the feather on the first one, which made this part where I hit the feather too early. That's one thing I did do, is hit the feather too early on here, and that cost me a little bit on that. But outside of that, I was riding pretty good. I thought about slowing down for the guy who was riding with me, but like I said, I had an idea, like him who was riding with me, I'm gonna call him Jay. He was pretty much around me most of the time, but I had a goal, and that's just it. I had a goal of just riding 400, so unless I was going down hills, I did change it. Now I did change something that might help me against BB. Going downhill on the next round, you will see, and I think that may help me. I don't know why I never realized this. Normally I would hit, like if I had a helmet arrow, I would hit the arrow on coming down the hill, but I really don't need to hit it, because where I get all the bonus of what's going on is on the flats here. So on the next one, you will notice that when I get down to the flats is when I hit the arrowhead. Hit the arrow. I hit it on the flats, not in the humps or nothing. I hit it where normally I can keep the speed up, but if I get the aerodynamics to really keep it up, that's where I want to hit it at. Now he's still with me on this second lap. He rode me for a while in the second lap, and like I said, my heart rate was 140. So I wasn't struggling on here. It was just keep it at 400 and just ride. So that's what I was doing. And I just stayed in that area. It wasn't like I say, it wasn't nothing against the guy who was riding behind me. It wasn't I was trying to beat him and just leave him in the dust. It was just I had a goal to accomplish, and I was trying to accomplish that goal. So that was mostly all that comes from. It's just me trying to accomplish a goal. I wasn't, and I think I did pretty much that. I accomplished the goal that I had set forth for me, and that was just to get through this race to the end. And as you can see, we're riding pretty good. He's with me, and I'm thinking, okay, he may actually ride with me the rest of this race. And so we're coming on this hill, we're coming down there. You see, I got the Arrowhead helmet. I held on to it, and I didn't hit it right here. And I said, you know, it's not gonna get hit on the down climb. Now if I had a feather, this would have been a lot easier on this up pull right here, but it was fine. I knew the two bikes was coming up, and right at the bottom here, I said, well, if they give me another feather, I'll use it then. But when I come down here, this is where the difference comes in. I hit it here on the flats. So now at 30 miles per hour, I can hold on to it a lot longer. So you see, I don't come down as quick, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then they gave me another helmet, and I was like, oh, wow. So it causes me to keep that speed up without fighting it. And if I decide to put some more into it, I probably can get it up a lot more. So that's one of the things I'm thinking about working on now. So it's little things I'm starting to discover riding a bike that's really helping me out, man. These little things, these little parts of the bike, these little pieces that help you get through the race. So as I'm coming up on the last 2 miles from here, I know that the end is coming, and I look down and I see, wow, man, at one point when we climbed that hill, he was right behind me. But then once I came down and hit the Arrowhead, I think he had problems coming up that hill. He was running a little hot. I just figured that's what was going on. Because for me, I'm in my spot. Yeah, you see I got a gray shirt on, so it's turning to straight dark gray. I'm just sweating up a storm, but that's what I do now, really, when I'm racing. So now I get to this spot, and I turn my knob up a little bit so I can kick it in coming up the hill, but I'm not really worried about this that much. Now, I did go back and look at the Class C's and see where they placed in this, and they finished this race up in like 21 minutes. And I was like, wow. Yeah, it was 21 minutes. I think they did. The fastest one did it in 21 minutes. And I was like, wow. You see me, I still got a mile to go with 21 minutes. And I was like, whoa, these guys are really riding. But as I get better, I'll be able to do that too. I come down the hill, and as we come down around this hill, I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay, cool. I'll just maintain where I'm at. So as I come to the bottom, this is where I told you this comes in at. I'm at 40 miles an hour, and right here at the bottom, I hit it, and I hold at 40. Now look at, I'm 37, 36, and you see I'm holding the speed of this thing all the way down. Oh man, that was good. I really enjoyed that. Now I slowed it down about 500 feet to give me an idea where the end of the race coming in at. Now I'm at the end. I want to thank all of y'all for watching my videos. Thank y'all for subscribing to me. Please give me a like and a subscribe. Thanks for following me. Have a great day and ride on.